Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 10, Ancient Myths. First, we'll have the reading of this chapter. We'll start. One day, the goddess Nukua, whose body was that of a dragon, but whose head was of a human form, grew weary of the loneliness of earth. After long thought, she stopped and took from the ground a huge lump of clay. From this she fashioned with her dragon claws a tiny creature. The head she shaped after the pattern of her own, but to the body she gave 2 arms and 2 legs. She set the little thing back on the ground, and the first human being came to life and danced and made sounds of joy to delight the eyes and ears of the goddess. Quickly she made many more of these charming humans and felt lonely no longer as they danced together all about her. Then, as she rested a while from her task and watched the sons and daughters of her own creation go off together across the earth, a new thought came to her. What would become of the world when all the humans she had made grew old and died? They were fine beings, well fitted to rule over the beasts of the earth, but they would not live forever. To fill the earth with humans when these had gone to make more to take their place would mean an endless task for the goddess. And so to solve this problem, Nukua brought together man and woman and taught them the ways of marriage. Now they would create for themselves their own sons and daughters, and these in turn could continue to people the earth throughout time. After this gift of marriage from Nukua, further blessings came to men from her husband, the great god Fusi. He again had a human head but the body of a dragon. He taught men how to weave ropes to make nets for fishing, and he made the lute from which men first drew music. His also was the priceless gift of fire. Men had seen and feared the fire which was struck from the forest trees by passing of the Lord of the thunderstorm, but Fusi, who was a son of the same Lord, taught men to drill wood against wood and make fire for their own use, for warmth and cooking. Already the creatures of Nukua's making could speak their thoughts one another, but Fusi now drew for them the 8 precious symbols with which they could begin to make records for those who were to come after. He drew 3 stalks to represent heaven. The 3 stalks broken represented earth. That symbol whose middle stalk was solid represented water. That whose middle stalk was broken represented fire. A solid stalk above gave the sign for mountains. A solid stalk beneath the sign for storm. A broken line below showed wind. A broken line on top showed marshland. With these 8 powerful symbols, man could begin to record all the observed of the world about him. For long years, man lived their lives in a world of peace. Then suddenly there spread from heaven to earth a conflict that threatened to put an end to all creation. This was the battle between the spirit of water, Kung and the spirit of fire, Chujang. Down to earth came the turbulent, willful Kung to whip up huge waves on river and lake and led his scaly hordes against his arch enemy. Fire, Chujang fought back with tongues of flames and scorching breath and halted the rebel water in his path. Kung's army dispersed and he, their leader, turned and fled. But his flight brought with it a pearl greater yet. For dashing blindly off to the west, Kung struck his head against a mountain, Pu Shou Shan, which was none other than the pillar that in the western corner held up the sky. Kung made good his escape, but he left the world in a disastrous strait. Great holes appeared in the sky, while the earth tilted up in the west. In that region, great cracks and fissures appeared, which are still to be seen to this day. All the rivers and lakes spilled out their waters, which ran off and still run eastwards. Off to the southeast, where the earth had slipped down low and ran the waters together to form a vast ocean there. Meanwhile, out of the shaken mountains, forest fire still dragged forth, and wild beasts of every kind left their lairs to mourn through the world of helpless, terrified men.